So what we're going to do in order to create our picket fence, we are going to um, scale our cube into the shape. Now, as I mentioned before, we have that add list, and really when you make a 3D model, you have to think about the object you're making in its most primitive form and work from a primitive. That's probably the best way of modeling. So with our picket fence, you can actually quite easily make that from a cube. So what we're going to do is we'll go into vertex mode just for the sake of ease, and we're going to learn another shortcut, and that is A. Now A will select all. If you press it again, it will deselect all, but if you hit A, that will select all of the, in this case, all the vertices in our scene. I've just realized that edge is ever so slightly off. There we go. So we can hit A, go back to vertex mode, and that will select all. Now we're going to learn another modifier, and that is scale. Now scale is accessed by the shortcut S, and like the grab key, we can constrain the scaling along an axis. So this, when you hit S once, that will scale the everything selected uniformly along each axis. But if we hit X, Y, or Z, that will constrain the scaling along one particular axis. So for the sake of this picket fence, we're probably going to scale it down into a very thin shape. Now, before we go any further, you may notice that I got free control over the scaling. And if you look down here, if you look down here when I start scaling, there's my mouse down here, you'll see a number come up, and you can see it's 0.4. You know, it's very random integer. We have no accuracy over scaling. Now we can get some accuracy by using the snapping options, and the snapping options are available here on this magnet icon. If we click that, we can now snap in increments of 0.2, 0.7. So that's one way we can gain accuracy. Another way is we can press S for scale, we can say X for the axes, and then you can just type a number in. So let's say we want to scale it by 0.2 along the x-axis. So we just type in 0.2, and you can see down in the bottom left, I can't move my mouse, but you can see in the bottom left it says scale 0.2 along global x-axis, and that does a similar effect of accuracy.